Hello. Hello, my friends. And I will make the chat look larger because I'm a person that wears contact lens and does not always read everything. Greetings, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you see me well? Please confirm that the sound and the picture is okay. And let me know. Greetings to Virginia, and thank you so much, Duncan, for the sponsorship. And all of you are here with me. So happy to be here, and so happy to be protected by Rudy and by Michael and by Philip. And even if some are not here, we are thinking about Martin and Spencer and all an amazing team that is around us. So, really happy to be with you here. Really happy to speak with you from Kyiv, the capital of the brave people. And I have a question from Terry. Are there women in the Ukrainian army? There are a lot of women in the Ukrainian army, including women that are now commanders of various crews, including tank crews and also pilots and so on. So, greetings to Steve, who's watching us from Wales. And here I will demonstrate one of my notebooks where I put ideas on the channel. And it says, greetings to Wales. So happy to be with you. Greetings to Berlin and to the United Kingdom and to England and greetings, Francois. Welcome home. And greetings to Vancouver, Canada, and Norway and Sweden. These are the North countries that I dream to visit. And I don't know what's the best season to visit you, because from one point of view, I know the nature is beautiful in summer. Hugs to Pet in Michigan. And amazing Rudy is protecting me too here. So thank you so much. So Nail, remind please everyone to like this video so that more people will get the updates. Today we have a very interesting topic for our conversation, that is darkness in Moscow and Russian Federation, and you see light behind me. Actually, I care a lot about the details in my vlogs, in my videos. I'm not sure if all of you catch these details, but for me, it's super important that you see life continues. People in Ukraine are super resilient. If we have some electricity outages or short periods when we don't have like a light returns back home, and it happens really quickly. And people are determined to defeat the evil. And to tell you the truth, these constant attacks of Putin on civilian houses, on infrastructure, just demonstrate how much he does not understand Ukraine, our mentality, because his plan is, to demotivate people, to frighten people. Merhaba Serkan, and don't forget to like it. That's super important indeed. Like, share, subscribe. I know it may be a little bit irritating when I keep speaking about this, but it indeed helps our community become more visible. And with each month, with each video, I feel how much people still need to discover about Ukraine, about Russia. That was one of the reasons why I actually launched another channel, Anna Danilchuk, in a more talking format. Thank you so much, Bruce. I remember how at the beginning of that channel, some people kept asking me, so what's the difference between Anna from Ukraine and Anna Danilchuk? That's my surname. That's I'm honest with you, that's my real name. Some YouTubers do not disclose their names because of security reasons, and I respect that and understand that. Greetings to Shabona Lake and all my Shabona friends that are invited to Switches Lake. But personally, West Coast Canuck, really happy to see you here with us, and I hope your Ukrainian is doing better. But anyway, I feel it's important for you to know who I am, to be able to verify that I'm really a Ukrainian, that I'm really here. And so at the beginning, people were asking me what's the difference, what's the reason for a new channel to appear. So on Anna from Ukraine, we have daily updates where I try to cover the most important events from an ordinary Ukrainian perspective. Greetings, Trev, and thank you so much. From an ordinary Ukrainian perspective, and we are following the news. And on the Anna Danilchuk channel, that my beautiful moderators can actually drop here. The Shikura Darim, thank you so much. Serkan can drop here a link. We have timeless topics that do not follow news updates and more are concentrated around our discussions on the collapse of the USSR, dark Russian history and dark Russian present. And to tell you the truth, thank you so much, Sherry, for sharing. To tell you the truth, I'm surprised that videos receive that many views in comparison to daily vlogs. I have my suspicion, and this suspicion is that we don't talk that much about war in that videos. We don't have war in the description of these videos, and that might be a reason. But that is another proof why we need to keep sharing and liking videos that speak about the war, because I know we have to respect the policies of various social media platforms. Thank you so much, Rudy. But at the same time, it's very wrong to hide the truth about war or to substitute this war with something different just because of the policies. We need to know the truth. And your choice to hide from the reality, I don't mean you, I mean just like some other people, won't save them from the real danger. It's just like avoiding a doctor being a patient. Thank you so much for this support of our community. And today we will uh, billion in Ukrainian and in Turkish. We have a lot of things in common. And if I'm not mistaken, even a very important word in the Ukrainian language, Maidan, which is the square, the central square that gave the name for the Revolution of Dignity, comes from the Turkic language, if I'm not mistaken. Maidan, Kavun, we have a lot of that. Thank you so much, Volker. And and thank you for all your kind words and all the prayers and all the support that we feel. And today we have a really good topic because it demonstrates a tremendous change of the situation inside Russia. And I am happy to see some minor changes, but they become evident and more visible with each day that this global media that was, brought up on the image of the Cold War, of the Soviet Union, of the invincible Russia, come to realize that it's a paper tiger, that they are losing, that they are faking a lot of their resources, a lot of their achievements. And if you see the reality, you act accordingly. Those of you who follow the updates and who watch the news, thank you so much, Marcel, and thank you so much, Cindiana. Was happy to join you this week. So let's recollect this recent addresses of Lavrov, the Minister of the failed Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation, or Putin himself. Even visiting the Russian war criminals in the hospital or speaking on various events with children, he kept talking about Burevestnik, which is another Russian missile that they want to use to threaten the world, capable of carrying nuclear weapons and so on and so forth. But people, all of you might have noticed that Oryashnik disappeared from Putin's speeches and all, because now we learn in the result of the Ukrainian intelligence operation, and I reported about that yesterday in one of my videos, we managed to destroy Oryashnik in Russia, this missile system. So just imagine, they want to show off, they want to frighten you. They tell you, we have Oryashnik hidden somewhere that can erase your cities. And we say, okay, if you say that it's so dangerous, we better destroy it while still on the Russian side. And we targeted it, I don't know, with Ukrainian drones, with Ukrainian missiles. But that's genius. We destroyed that Oreshnik in Kapustin Yar, and that is such a weird name. Here we come to one more thing. Many of you, sometimes, those of you who don't follow me from the very beginning, there are a lot of things you may not know about me, but I speak Ukrainian. In my family, with my parents, with my grandparents, I also always spoke Ukrainian. So I'm not a Russian speaking Ukrainian who switched into Ukrainian because of this war, though I very much respect people who made this choice consciously. And I have a lot of friends who come from fiercely Russified regions like Kharkiv, where Russians spent billions, miliardy, on this. Programs, policies, various competitions, invested in manuals that they literally presented to schools, and many more. So I'm like lucky to be born in that part of Ukraine that was less Russified. So Ukrainian is my first language, is my native language, is the language that I actively use it and have always used. It's my thinking language, loving language, eating language. I don't know. How do you describe that? But I speak Russian. I do. Like, I don't want to speak Russian, but I can read Russian, I can listen Russian. And at school, I was introduced to some basic Russian. So for me, it's just like they want to describe all Ukrainians as bilingual, but I don't use this language, I think, from obvious reasons. Plus, a lot of people here in Ukraine are traumatized by the usage of the Russian language, especially those who returned from the Russian captivity or regions that were under occupation. For them, that is the language of people who tortured them. Thank you so much to Baal Kane. But you are right, it's good to know your enemy. And knowing Russian language, I can watch like the original of Lavrov speaking, Putin speaking, their addresses, their conversations. And then I have this feeling that I want to share with you, because media, they do not reflect everything. They do not speak enough. Like, people have very little understanding of what their conversation style is and so on. And it tells a lot about the attitudes and so on. And greetings, Carlos, happy you're here. And thank you for your continued support. So what I have noticed is that they are like fading in Russia. They look very faded and very disappointed. I'm copying this verb from Ukrainian, because when like a flower fades, we speak the same about people, like when they lose their enthusiasm. And we literally saw, Lavrov whining about the world, Donald Trump, the leaders of the European Union, not being afraid of Burevestnik. They kept saying like, oh my God, but we have just told them that we have tested Burevestnik and they are not afraid. Well, first of all, I'm sure that intelligence quickly shares information one from another. And after you know that Ukrainian intel operation destroyed Oreshnik still in Kapustin Yar. Oh, that's what I meant when I started speaking about knowing Russian. They have a lot of cities, they have a lot of institutions named in a very weird way. So, for example, that Oreshnik missile system, it is located in in Astrakhan region of the Russian Federation, and this Kapustin Yar is something like cabbage hole or something. It doesn't sound really good. Gary, so happy you are with us. Thank you so much for making our community stronger. They literally failed everything. They did not have many of that oreshniks, translated as hazelnut. They did not manage to hide them, because come on, if you are using these weapons, these missiles, as an instrument of blackmail, as an instrument to threaten the world, and that's the classical Russian tactics, that's the way they negotiate everything, and that's the way it was. Thank you so much to Balkan, and cheers with my cola. By the way, those of you who follow me for a long period of time know that I love vanilla cola, and cheers, we have vanilla cola in Ukraine now. Even in this really bad time. So, Russians did not manage to protect strategic for their blackmail, strategic for their aggressive diplomacy missile. It was hidden in that Kapustin Yar, and Ukrainian drones came buzzing and destroyed it. Thumbs up, and let's make 500 likes to this video. This will be literally very cool and great. Thank you so much for joining our evening today, because we have a lot of things to talk about. I do use Cyrillic alphabet, and I stand strong as a supporter of the Cyrillic alphabet, because many of people advise us to switch to Latin, but this will separate us from a lot of really good, of really good. Books, and just imagine new generations that were Russified, switched to Ukrainian, and now need to switch to Latin. That's very wrong. Plus, people, please remember that that Cyrillic is not Russian. If you want to know the origin of the Cyrillic alphabet, Google, and you will find out that it was created in Bulgaria by Cyril and Methodius. These are brothers who developed scripts for languages that did not have scripts previously in times of baptism, of Christianization. That is the beginning of this millennia, and this is a Bulgarian script. So Cyrillic is not Russian. Do not repeat this mistake. And there are lots of countries apart from Ukraine, Belarus, and Russia that use Cyrillic, like Bulgaria, which is part of the European Union, and it was the mother of this script. And also some Balkan countries. So never equate. Greek is different. Greek is not Cyrillic. Greek is a very different kind of alphabet. But please never equate Cyrillic to Russian, because you are giving that script to Russia that does not deserve it. And Cyrillic has a lot of letters in common with the Latin alphabet. That's why many of you can make mistakes when learning the language. I know, and I'm very happy when I hear that you study Ukrainian, that Spencer, who's here right now with us, speaks good Ukrainian. But when you introduce yourself to Cyrillic, there are a lot of false friends that seem similar but can be read in a different way. For example, letter B, as capitalized in Ukrainian, this will be V. And P, yes, is R. Yeah, right, you are. So, greetings. I'm happy to read that you have people in uh, relatives in Kiev, come from Kiev. Always happy to hear about that. So, just like when Russia wanted to describe Slavs as brothers, it's not exactly like that. It's just like, do you know that English is a Germanic language? Do you know that? English is a Germanic language. So it doesn't make you German, but it leads to you to some linguistic similarities that may not be visible on the surface, but somewhere inside the structure, inside the grammar. The same is about the Slavic languages. Slavic languages share things in common, but Ukrainian is not that close to Russian. To tell you the truth, French is closer to Spanish, which are both Roman languages, than Ukrainian to Russian. The closest to Ukrainian is Belarus, then Slovak, and then Polish, and only fourth comes Russian. So don't let them trick you. But let's return back to this darkness in Russia. And I will have a quiz, a little quiz with you. I know that you enjoy. You know that one of the best strategies that we managed to develop in 2025 is the destruction of the Russian oil refining industry. I know that for a very long period of time. We did not receive long range missiles, but we also received bans and restrictions on targeting Russian oil industry. Because unfortunately, still many people protect this concept of Russia. So in 2025, we started doing what we want and how we want. And that led to 40% of the Russian oil refineries out of order, tremendous gasoline shortages in a country that exported gas that described itself as, like a gas station, and many people spoke about Russia as a gas station. So we brought a lot of trouble to them. But I have this question to you. So in today and yesterday, there was some interviews with the head of the Ukrainian SBU Maluk, who is super popular, and I'm sure you understand why, because this person stands behind the spider web operation and perhaps the destruction of Oreshnik. Again, sums up for all of that. And we have statistics of how many Russian oil refining industry objects were destroyed in 2025. And what I like is that we began with depots, with tanks. Many of you remember how we celebrated these minor strikes, and now we do the job. We not only erase oil refineries, we erase whole groups of refineries that supplied specific regions of the Russian Federation. And we target their ports and we target their infrastructure. A separate video today will appear on the channel about the destruction of the Moscow oil pipeline. That is huge. That was something that many people in Ukraine thought about. And in Ukrainian publics, in Ukrainian Telegram channels, you could actually meet ordinary people saying, like, have a look at this circle around Moscow. Have a look at this circle. It's so seductive. It's so tempting for the procedures of the demilitarization. And finally, who heard us and brought this victory. But you will hear more about that in the video. I don't want to steal this information from myself. And at the same time, they provided some statistics about the number of various. You say that you cannot use the word object because in Ukrainian, object is, like object. It's just like a site, a location, but in the English language, it's not okay, right? It's something different. What would be a good word? Because I often say, and you correct me, and I am very grateful when you correct me, but you have to remember that I come from the Ukrainian language, and sometimes it's not the mistake, but that's the way I used to say it. So, can I say that we have demilitarized a number of Russia's evil military objects? Or is it a mistake to say it that way? So, because that sounds totally okay in Ukrainian. But so many people correct me when I say it. Whom do I trust? Because literally for months I was trying to prevent say myself from saying that. Oh my God. You're changing my like military asset sites, but that's not always sites. Sometimes it's just like an object. So, for example, if I talk about the destruction of a military plant and I say it 3 times military plant, and I want to say more objects will be demilitarized in the next months, will it be okay? Okay, but yeah, because I want to substitute assets, facilities sometimes with an object. So you are way, yeah, targets, but like when I want to enrich, like have synonyms, because you might have noticed that we destroy a lot of evil stuff. So I have to be able to say like object, asset, target, and facility. So thank you so much. So anyway, with all of these assets, facilities demilitarized, they of course did not think it was coming. They were totally unprepared to protect them. And, they have counted the number of targets or objects or assets that were destroyed and that were, and I love using past tense here, that were a part of the Russian oil refining industry in 2025. So how do you think, how many of them do you think? Thank you so much to Balkane. How many of them do you think we managed to destroy in 2025? Okay, be realistic. Do not write 1 million. I wish, but they don't have 1 million. So let's be realistic. No, it's not objective, it's an object. So I was saying object. Sensitive issues. You knew. You ruined the quiz. Yes, sensitive issues was right. And the answer is 160. 160 is a lot. That's a lot of money. And that's a lot of disappointment. That's a lot of losses for the Russian oligarchs. And actually, that is the new topic of the video that will appear on Anna Danilchuk channel. And here I remind you again to join the community there too. It's just once a week, so I will not, I will not overload you with myself, but 160, that is a lot. And this 160 belonged either to Russian government or to Putin's oligarch friends. And on that channel, Anna Danilchuk, we will we will talk more about the oligarchs that are very dissatisfied with this, very dissatisfied with this situation, not just sanctions imposed. And I have a question. What is the date of severing the Putin's breach? The day we receive tomahawks. The breach is out. But honestly, I don't think that we will have it, tomahawks soon, even though Pentagon doesn't have anything against. But I think we will take it down with Ukrainian-made missiles like Flamingos or Neptunes. But people, that is not so easy. Thank you so much, Voxpedia, and thank you so much, all the community. Kia ora. I like it when people keep telling me in comments like, go bomb Moscow. People, we cannot like do, first of all, we are good people, and we care about the rules of war and the choice of targets. And we need to destroy only legitimate military objects. Thank you so much, XX, or the things that are used in this war. And well, it's not that easy. We're working on that, but come on, just like we're doing what we can. Plus, when we choose once again the targets, we prioritize, and we choose the things that by destruction of which we can save a lot of lives. So saving lives, saving Ukrainian territories, saving Ukrainian people, and not just Ukrainian. We are making this choice, and Nail reminds us, likes. But let's return back closer to the topic of our conversation. And these are dark days in Russia and in Moscow, and there are a lot of them. So first of all, in 2025, they started experiencing blackouts. Actually, they had something like blackouts in in 2024 in Rostov, but these were caused by Russia's mismanagement. They are known for that. They are super negligent. There are a lot of problems that they create for themselves. And now, these outages, blackouts that they have are caused by the actions of the Ukrainian drones when we neutralize various electric substations that supply Russian military plants, drone production plants, chemical plants that produce explosives for missile systems, for other stuff. We always select the ones that are used by military production because, once again, okay, you can turn on off the lights for a particular person, and we may turn off this electricity in some people's homes, but this does not bring you anything. That's the Russian strategy. They want to frighten people, they want to disappoint people. Teşekkür ederim, Serkan. Thank you so much. You are making our community really cool. Thank you. And I know that a lot of people are grateful to this constant and strong supporters. And please smash the like button. It helps to promote the videos and to spread the truth. And so, like, of course, you may turn on the lights in someone's flat. You may can make people feel vulnerable and miserable, but it doesn't give you that much. It's way better to destroy a military plant. It's way better to interrupt the supply of electricity to a drone production facility, which will lead to fewer drones produced, and that will lead to more problems for that. Thank you so much, Pat, and I will definitely follow your advice just as I always follow them. Thank you. So there are a lot of interesting things that we keep choosing, we keep demilitarizing, but priority is always not to frighten someone. Of course, these are beautiful messages to the Russian population that supported this war and somehow now does not like this war anymore when it develops on their territory. And I can enumerate more than 20 Russian regions that under constant attacks of Ukrainian drones, but these are, like legitimate targets, but still they hear air raid alerts, they see explosions, they see drones flying, they see constantly failing Russian air defense. That's another, like a source of anxiety and fear inside Russia because they saw this weakness and vulnerability of their army that cannot defend them on the Russian side, that is only prepared, like to commit crimes outside, but when they need to protect people, when they need to defend objects, strategic places, they fail. And once again, do watch a video, a vlog that will appear here because we're talking about this very important target, demilitarized, and how Russians tried to protect it and failed. So it's not just like we. And oh, that's funny. Russians doesn't like the big beautiful war. Yes, they don't somehow. They liked it, but only on the Russian territories. Thank you so much, Walsh, Gummer, and greetings to Alaska. I would love to visit your country, your state, but like your northern countries that I've mentioned today, like Norway, like Sweden, and Alaska is beautiful. And I wonder why I'm talking about this northern countries and northern places and territories if I'm a summer person. Those of you who follow me for some time might have noticed that I've caught a cold. That's my tradition in November. And, um, that I don't like cold weather, I don't like snow, I don't like frost, but somehow I feel that I want to experience more of this northern beauty, and it can be found in Alaska, it can be found in Norway, Iceland. By the way, we have a lot of followers from Iceland. It seems so far away, it's magical, but it's very sweet. I don't know if someone is watching us right now. And yeah, I know that Norway is beautiful in me. It's cheesecake.